over the years, there have been many different versions of Windows. Still, we are working on a Windows 10. But the most recent one are Windows 10 that is released in 2015, Windows 8 released in 2012, Windows 7 in 2009, and Windows Vista in 2007. So Windows is one of the operating system, and it has various versions like Windows 10, Windows 8, Windows 7, and Windows Vista. Windows come preloaded on most new PCs, which helps to make it most popular operating system in the world. Now, most of the PCs and these days, most of the PCs have pre-installed Windows. We don't need to insert the disk or CD to install the window on the computer system. Most of the PCs have already pre-installed Windows. This is Windows operating system. It looks like this. This is the Windows operating system. Next, we have Mac operating system. Mac operating system is the line of operating system. It is basically designed and created by Apple. It comes preloaded on all the new Macintosh computers or Macs. Basically, it is already pre-installed or pre-designed on a Mac computers. All the recent versions are known as operating system X, and specific versions include EI, and most of the have Mountain Lion. So this is the Mac operating system. It is basically designed by Apple, not by the Microsoft. This is the description of Mac operating system, how it looks like. It is different from Windows operating system. This is Linux operating system. Linux. It is the family of open source operating system. Open source means we can install it directly from the internet without giving any money. We don't need to go to the vendor, give the money and purchase the operating system. We just need to go over the internet, click on the download, and we can directly download it on computer system. Open source means free of cost. We don't need to pay any single money, which means they can be modified and distributed by anyone around the world. So it is comfortable, so we can easily do the modifications according to the requirement, because it's open source. It is not controlled by any person. It is open source, available to everyone on the internet. So anyone can make any changes into the Linux operating system according to his or her requirement. It's completely different from Windows and Mac, because it can be modified. Because the Windows and Mac operating system are controlled and modified by the companies that are working or that developed these softwares. But Linux operating system is free to everyone on the internet. So anyone can make any type of modification. Main advantage of Linux is that it's completely free. So it has many versions. So you can choose any version according to your requirement. It looks like this. This is the Linux operating system, completely different from Windows and Mac operating system. Now see how the operating system works. This is the user and this is the computer system, and we know that in computer system we have a operating system. Now user want to say good morning, but this good morning is not directly understood by the computer system, because we all know that computer can only understand machine language, that is called binary language, that is in the form of 0 and 1. Now see how it works. Now if I want to say good morning to computer, it is not directly understood by the computer, because computer only understand the language that is in the form of machine language, binary language. So now see, if I want to set IC, this will be first converted into machine language that is in the form of 0 and 1. Operating system allow the user and the computer system to communicate. Basically, operating system acts as an interface between user and computer hardware. So if I want to say anything to the computer, it is not directly recognized or understood by the computer. First, it is converted to machine language or binary language. And we know that machine and binary language is in the form of 0 and 1. 1 for on or active, 0 for off or false. Next is what is booting. When the user power up the computer, the CPU, that is called central processing unit, activates the BIOS, basic input output system. So booting is the period when I switch on the computer or power on the CPU in case of computer, or when we press on the power supply button or switch on the laptop, the time period when your computer show up the desktop, this time period is called booting. We most of we know that when we switch on the PC or when we switch on the computer laptop, we see there is one progress bar that is running, and after that we show the desktop, and this time period is called booting. The first program that is active is post. P stands for power, O stands for on, S for self, and T for test. So post stands for power on self test. Using the CMOS, we have already discussed in our previous class. CMOS stands for complementary metal oxide semiconductor memory, and it's a cell, and it's just used for a battery backup. That this checks all the hardware and confirms that all are functioning properly. So CMOS check any trouble to the hardware, and if any problem arises, any trouble arises, it will do the troubleshooting. After this, it reads the MBR, master boot record, in boot drive in accordance with the firmware bootstrap loader, which is provided by computer manufacturer. So then the computer loads into the operating system in the boot drive to RAM. So when your booting process is going on, at that time, the computer then load the operating system in the boot drive from the RAM. This whole process is called booting, which means that an operating system is loaded into RAM, main memory. When the operating system is loaded into main memory, RAM, then the desktop will be shown to everyone. So we have a two type of booting, warm booting and cold booting. So booting is the time period when we switch on the CPU or when we switch on the laptop. We see there is a one progress bar that is running, and when we see the desktop, before seeing the desktop, the time period when we switch on the CPU or when we switch on the laptop, this is called booting. So when booting occurs, when we switch on the CPU, lots of steps performed. First, we have power on self test, then CMOS check the hardware and see if they all are working correctly. If there is any problem, it troubleshoot it. Then it reads the master boot record. Then we load the operating system into the RAM. When the operating system is loaded into the RAM, when it is loaded into the main memory, then the desktop is shown to everyone. Now, system requirements. It may be a hardware requirement or it may be a software requirement. What requirements or what things we need to do? First, we need hardware requirements, then we need a software requirement. If we want to install the Windows 7 on the computer system, what requirements we need for a CPU? Minimum requirement is it is 1 gigahertz or faster, memory 1 GB, 32-bit to 64-bit, hard drive free space 16 GB available, disk space 32-bit or 64-bit, disk drive DVD, graphics memory 128 MB or more. This is the requirement, minimum system requirement when we want to install the Windows 7. Now, how can we install Windows 7 operating system? Step-by-step procedure. Operating system boot by flash drive, that is bootable pen drive. Then we have a bootable CD DVD or hard disk. Now see, how can we install the Windows 7 operating system? First step is turn your computer on and then press Bell or F2. It's depend upon your computer mainboard to enter to the system BIOS. Now I want to install the Windows 7 on my operating system. First I need to press, either I can press the Bell key or I can press the function key F2. You have to press only one key. It's your choice. You want to press Bell or you want to press F2. If one of the keys pressed by you, you just enter to the BIOS. BIOS stands for Basic Input Output System. C. Next, go to boot menu and choose boot from CD or DVD. Now this is the boot. Now in the first step we have seen when we press on the Del or F2, we just go to System BIOS. Now this is the System BIOS window. BIOS setup utility. In this you have to go to the boot. Save configuration changes and exit now. Okay. Load your Windows 7 DVD and boot it. It will now load the setup files. Now you will see the message like this. Press any key to boot from CD or DVD. Now your task is to load your Windows 7 DVD and give it time to boot. Next is loading process. Now the loading process is going on. Windows is loading files. So this is the progress bar. You have to wait until it's loading. This is booting process is in process. Now your system is starting Windows. Select your language. Select the language. You can select any language. It has a drop down list. You can click on it and get multiple options and select the language according to your requirement or according to your choice. Then select the time, currency, format, keyboard or input method. After selecting all the features or all the options, you just need to click on the next button. Click install now. Now click on install now. Click on this button, install now. Setup is starting. You will see this window. Setup is starting. Next, click on I accept the license terms. You just need to check it and click on the next button. Click upgrade. Don't go for a custom. Click upgrade if you are already have a previous window version, or custom advanced if you don't have a previous window version or want to install the fresh copy of Windows 7. Now it's your choice. If you are running Windows 7 and you want to now install the Windows 10, then click on the upgrade, because you are not installing the fresh copy of Windows, you just upgrading it. But if still you are working on a Linux operating system and you want to install the Windows, on the custom, not on the upgrade. So see the difference between upgrade and custom. Let us suppose we are working on a Windows 7 and I want Windows 10. I'm already working on a window, but I just want to upgrade its version. So click on the upgrade. Second option is that I don't have the window. I'm working on a Linux or Unix operating system and I want to install the window first time. Then don't click on the upgrade, click on custom. Now select the drive where you want to install the Windows 7 and click next. If you want to make any partition, click drive option. If you want to split or make some partitions, click on the drive option, advanced, make the partition and then click next. It's up to you. Now where do you want to install Windows? Select. You want to click on the new so that you can make a new folder and install the window over there. In this case, you see where do you want to install the window. Now click on next. Apply, click on apply. First you need to click on the new. When you click on new, you will get a size that is in the MB. Then click on apply and after that click on next. Now you have a drive option menu. Windows wants that it may need to create a full partition for the system. Click OK to continue. Before installing the window asks for all of you to make some partitions. Partitions means to divide your operating system or divide your computer memory into some parts. So if you are agree for this, click on OK and continue. This is partition 1 and this is partition 2. Disk 0, partition 1, disk 0, partition 2. Click on next. It will now start installing the Windows 7. The first step, that is copying window files, was already done when you booted the Windows 7 DVD, so it was completely instantly. Now this is the phase where the window is installing. we don't need to wait for copying the window files because the window files is already copied when we insert the Windows 7 DVD. Next, after completing the first step, it will expand or decompress the files that it has copied. When this copying window files is done, means we have a copy all the window files, then what happened? It will decompress all the files that is copied. Next is expanding window files, then installing features. Next we have installing updates. When we are installing the window, first we need to copy the window files, then we have to decompress the window files, installing the features, installing the updates. After that, it will automatically restart after 15 seconds. We have to just wait for a bit 15 seconds and continue the setup. You can also click restart now to restart without any delays. It's up to you. You want to wait or restart. For restarting, click on this button, restart now. After installation, please do not press key this time. So press any key to boot from CD or DVD. So when it is installing, don't press any key. You have to wait. Now window is starting. Setup is updating registry settings. Now the setup is updating registry settings.